This is a video clip of a fireplace that is 11 years old. I purchased it in 2009. I gave it to my oldest daughter, and since she is no longer in her apartment, she didn't need it anymore or didn't want it anymore. So I took it to give to my youngest daughter, and I'm going to show you in this video how I updated it and gave it a new look. And if you're interested in seeing how I put all this together, then just keep watching. But first, let me properly introduce myself and welcome you to my channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, JRC Restoration, Decor, and Designs. My name is Phyllis, and if this is your first time visiting my channel, I want to thank you for stopping by and ask that you please consider subscribing by tapping the subscribe button. Click the bell and select all to be notified of all future videos that I upload. And to my faithful established viewers, thank you so much for your continued support in watching my videos. Here on my channel, I share DIYs, home decor, Goodwill thrift hauls, and more. These are boxes that my daughter had when she purchased a dresser for my grandson in 2018. I'm sharing this with you because this is the first fireplace that my daughter had. I created it from boxes, 30 boxes. You see here, I created the frame of the fireplace, and then on the inside, some more boxes. And all these are very heavy, firm, strong boxes. I painted it white. The top of it I painted deep gray, and then I covered it with paper bags and just stippled it with gray and white paint to give that granite look. And it's a two-sided fireplace. This is the front side, and then on the back it had shelves to where I can put little decorative pieces on. I just wanted my granddaughter to have something to hang her Christmas stocking on, so I created this for her in 2018. And it was very, very sturdy. So sturdy that she could put a 45-inch TV. Actually, she did put her TV on top. So I'm going to share with you now how I upgraded the fireplace that I gave her. This is the paint that I'm using. And I'm just going to let you all watch. And I'll come in sharing some tidbits here and there. Enjoy. Now this is the first coat. I think I did about, if I remember correctly, about 4 coats of this paint on each piece. When I'm painting furniture, I like to separate my pieces so that the paint can get into the nooks and crannies of the furniture piece. This part is the foundation of the fireplace. Those 2 pieces are the left and right front sides. And then this is one of the sides. And this is the bottom, which is the box that everything sits on. And of course this is the top that I'm painting. And then you'll see a clip of how I get into the nooks of the dental molding, trim molding. I basically stipple it with the paintbrush. I had this paintbrush. I didn't need to go out and buy anything else, any kind of special tools to paint this. I just used what I had. And here I'm showing you how I painted on top of this, but then I'm getting ready to show you how I just go in and then just stipple the in between the grooves. And here it is, every gap filled in nice and neat. Again, I stippled in and then I brushed down so you wouldn't see the stippling stab effects from the brush. Again, those are the 2 front facing, left and right. I'm not worried about those drips on the side because it's going to be on the inside and you can't even see it. I'm going to do the same stippling effect in all of these nooks with the brush. And here I'm showing you that how I'm doing it. I just put a lot of paint, on the tip of the brush, and then I just kind of bounce it or pounce it into the cells. And then I'm going to get a brush, a tiny little paintbrush later on, to kind of really get into that applique piece. And that applique piece did not come on the fireplace. That was a piece that I put on there. It was wood and I painted it, and I put it on there with two-sided tape, and it never came off. But again, I'm getting a little brush, and I'm going to later go in and just fill in those parts that still does not have the entire coating of the paint. And now to put it together. Now I pretty much remember how to put this together, because I think this is actually my third time putting this fireplace together. The first time is when I bought it back in 2009, and then when I moved from Florida and moved to Atlanta, I put it together. And then when I actually 4 times, then when I came to Jacksonville and gave it to my daughter, I put it together, because what I did was when I brought it from Atlanta to Florida, I disassembled it so I can transport it into my car and it can lay flat. So I put this together 4 times, and I remembered what I did was I put all my tools in a bag and I taped it to the piece. And here I'm showing you that each piece is lettered and it has an arrow showing the direction of how the piece should go in the fireplace. And again, I put all my pieces in the bag and I would tape them to the part of the fireplace that they belong to, so when I got to put it together, it wouldn't be confusing. Now my firebox, the heating component and the lighting component, it went out about 3 years ago, and I never put it back, but I bought the fuses and just never changed out the fuse. And now I have to look up on YouTube or somewhere to see if I can figure out how to put the fuse in to make it work. It works, I just need to change the fuse. So I'm going to do that later on, but right now I'm just going to assemble it and put it together. And I'm showing these brackets. These are the brackets that actually holds the firebox up against the inside of the fireplace. This is the fireplace insert, and then the box that the fireplace insert sits in. These brackets, one on each side, and that's the one side, and here is the other side. And I'm just showing you how it, all the way around, how it just sits in the firebox. Okay, we're almost done. So I set it up against this wall, which is right by her front door, and it looks nice. You're going to see it decorated. She came home, she loved it, but because she's more of a symmetrical person, what is done on one side she wants on the other, or something has to be right centered in the wall, she wanted it changed. So you're going to see how I set it up. Like now, this is where I had it in my mind to set it up, and then you'll see another video where when she came home, we changed the furniture around and we moved the fireplace in the middle of the big wall that's adjacent to this wall. You also see in that video I'm going to do a panorama view of her entire living room. You'll see that little table right there up against that wall. That's her foyer entry. We eventually moved that out the way too as well, because the door comes back really quick and slams up against that table if you're not used to coming in. She knows, or we know, to not let the table slam against there, but she just doesn't want anything there. So I'm going to do a panorama view of the entire living room area with the fireplace. Here again, the fireplace up against the wall, but coming up you'll see how we rearranged everything, and set it up. And this is how it currently sits. She likes it right there in the middle under those two pictures. And we just separated. I made this a tiny little L sectional and then put that chair over there. And she just loves this setup. Again, I'm going to do a panorama view of the entire living room. This is her dining table. Used to being her dining room, but now her dining room is her daughter's playroom. So she had enough space, more than enough space, to put the dining set there. She's going to eventually get rid of it, but right now it's working there. And overall, she likes the new setup. Those doors are actually shoji screens. It was a 3-part shoji screen, and I took 2 parts of that 3 and made her door. I covered it with the same wallpaper that is in her foyer entry because she wanted a separation there to close off the dining room from the living room, especially now since her daughter's playroom is set up there and toys are always out, and she just didn't want everything exposed. But that's her foyer entry. We're going to be moving that table, so you'll see that in the last clip. And then it's her dining table that she will be eventually getting rid of. And the shoji screens that I created a door for her to have a close-off entry between the living room and the dining room. Okay, so finally, this is the final and last setup. I took the mirror off of that table that was there and put it on there and use it as a tray on her ottoman. And we are going to be covering that ottoman too as well with some gray fabric. She's going to look for some fabric. And we just put the table elsewhere so she can have that opening in her foyer entry. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. JRC Restoration, Decor, and Designs. And remember, the distance between your dreams and reality is called action. So make it a blessed and productive day, everyone. And until next time, bye-bye.